In 2025, Shohei Ohtani didn't just put together another MVP-caliber year. He produced a stretch of performances that repeatedly entered territory Major League Baseball had never recorded before. Not rare, not impressive, unprecedented. This isn't a career highlight reel. This isn't a legacy retrospective. This video is a compilation of moments from the 2025 season alone, a single year, where Shohei Ohtani did something baseball had never seen or measured or even thought possible, until he did it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Foul Ball, the channel where we break down baseball's most unbelievable performances using real data, real context, and zero exaggeration. If you love deep dives into the moments that actually change the game, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because what you're about to see from the 2025 season doesn't happen twice. And in Ohtani's case, it's never happened once, until now. Let's start on the mound. June 28, 2025, Kansas City. Shohei Ohtani was making just his third pitching appearance since returning from his second career Tommy John surgery. Most pitchers coming back from a second elbow reconstruction are happy to hit 95. Most are cautious, conservative, working their way back slowly. Ohtani? He threw 101.7 miles per hour, the fastest pitch of his major league career, in his third start back, off a second Tommy John. Let that sink in. No pitcher returning from a second Tommy John surgery had ever reached that velocity in an MLB game. It wasn't just a milestone. It was a statement the body might have limits. Shohei Ohtani does not. Now let's talk about what he did at the plate. July 1st, 2025. Los Angeles, Chicago White Sox. Ohtani stepped into the box and did something that broke the laws of physics, or at least what StatCast thought was possible. Exit velocity, 116.3 miles per hour. Launch angle, 42 degrees, distance, 408 feet. Here's why that matters. In the entire StatCast era, dating back to 2015, no home run had ever been hit over 116 miles per hour at a launch angle above 35 degrees. None, not even close. And Ohtani didn't just break that barrier, he shattered it. At 42 degrees, it was the hardest hit home run ever recorded at that launch angle. A combination of raw strength, bat speed, and biomechanics that had never been captured by MLB tracking technology. StatCast didn't just measure a home run, it measured something new. But Ohtani wasn't done rewriting the record books. September 2nd, 2025, Pittsburgh. Pirates rookie flamethrower Bubba Chandler, a guy who regularly touches triple digits, fired a 99.2 mile per hour fastball right into Ohtani's wheelhouse. Big mistake. Ohtani didn't just make contact, he obliterated it. Exit velocity, 120.0 miles per hour. That became the hardest hit home run of Ohtani's career. The hardest hit home run in Dodgers franchise history in the StatCast era, and the hardest home run ever recorded off a pitch going 99+ miles per hour. The previous record? It wasn't even close. Ohtani surpassed it by more than 4 miles per hour, a margin that's essentially unheard of at that level. Chandler, who had been untouchable in his first 2 career appearances, later admitted, "I was kind of wowed by it." Yeah, so was everyone else. One game later in that same Pittsburgh series, Ohtani produced a completely different kind of first. This wasn't about power. This was about something even rarer, pure biomechanical impossibility. Facing a left-handed pitcher, Ohtani reached out and made contact on a pitch farther inside than any left-handed hitter had ever turned into a non-bunt hit since pitch tracking began in 2008. Think about that. 17 years of data, thousands of left-handed hitters, millions of pitches, and no one had ever done what Ohtani just did. It wasn't a milestone you can plan for. It was reaction time, barrel control, and spatial awareness at a level MLB had never logged. Just another Tuesday for Shohei Ohtani. Now here's where things get truly absurd. Everyone remembers 2024, the year Ohtani created the 50-homer, 50-stolen-base club. That was historic. That was unprecedented. But in 2025, recovering from a second Tommy John surgery and returning to two-way play, Ohtani created a completely different 50-50 club, one that might be even more impossible. 55 home runs, 62 strikeouts as a pitcher in the same season. This was not a milestone he joined. This was a milestone he created. No player in Major League Baseball history had ever hit 50 home runs and recorded 50 strikeouts on the mound in a single season. Not even Babe Ruth, who stopped pitching regularly the year before his first 50-homer season. Ohtani did both, at an elite level, while rehabbing from elbow surgery. September 17, 2025, Dodger Stadium, Philadelphia Phillies. Ohtani took the mound for what would become one of the most dominant and most frustrating performances of his career. 5 no-hit innings, 5 strikeouts, 0 runs allowed. He carved up one of baseball's best lineups, throwing 101.7 miles per hour at its peak, commanding every pitch, retiring his final 13 batters in a row. Then he stepped into the batter's box and launched his 50th home run of the season, a 430-foot blast in the 8th inning. And despite all of that, his team lost. The bullpen imploded the moment he left the mound, surrendering 6 runs in the very next inning. The Dodgers fell 9-6. Ohtani received a no decision. But the performance itself? Historic. He became the first player since Alex Rodriguez to hit 50 home runs in back-to-back seasons, and the only player in MLB history to hit 50 homers and record 50 strikeouts as a pitcher in the same year, all in a game his team somehow lost. And then came October. If the regular season was Ohtani rewriting the record books, the postseason was him doing it on the biggest stage in baseball. Wild card round, the 113 miles per hour. Game 1 against Cincinnati. Ohtani hit 2 home runs, both over 113 miles per hour off the bat. He became just the second player in the StatCast era to hit 2 113-plus miles per hour home runs in a postseason game. The only other? Giancarlo Stanton. Ohtani had arrived, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared us for October 17th, Game 4 of the NLCS Milwaukee Brewers, Dodger Stadium. What Ohtani did that night might be the single greatest individual performance in postseason history. On the mound, 6+ scoreless innings, 10 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed. He struck out the side in the first inning, including back-to-back 100+ miles per hour fastballs to blow away Jackson Chourio and Christian Yelich. At the plate, 3 home runs, not just any 3 home runs. Home run number 1, 446 feet, 116.5 miles per hour, a leadoff blast that made him the first pitcher in MLB history to hit a leadoff home run. Home run number 2, 469 feet, 116.9 miles per hour, a moonshot that cleared the pavilion roof and left Dodger Stadium entirely. Home run number 3, 427 feet, 113.6 miles per hour, the exclamation point on a 5-1 pennant-clinching victory. He became the first pitcher ever to hit multiple home runs in a postseason game, the first player ever to hit 3 home runs and strike out 10 batters in the same game. The only player since StatCast began in 2015 to hit multiple home runs over 116 miles per hour in the same game. Max Muncy, his teammate, said it best. That's the single best performance in the history of baseball. I don't care what anyone says. Ohtani was named NLCS MVP, and it wasn't close. But Ohtani wasn't done. World Series Game 3, Toronto Blue Jays, 18 innings of madness. Ohtani went 4 for 4 before the intentional walk started. 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 extra base hits in his first 4 at-bats. Then the Blue Jays just stopped pitching to him. 5 intentional walks. They put him on base 9 times in one game. He became just the second player in MLB history with 4 extra base hits in a World Series game, the first since 1906. The Dodgers won 6-5 in 18 innings on a Freddie Freeman walk-off home run. And Ohtani? He tied Corey Seager's franchise record with 8 postseason home runs, all in one October. Let's be clear about what just happened. This wasn't a career montage. This wasn't a decade of highlights condensed into 15 minutes. Everything you just watched happened in one season. 146 runs scored, breaking a Dodgers record that stood since 1930. 380 total bases, leading all of baseball. 55 home runs, a Dodgers franchise record he set again. 62 strikeouts as a pitcher in just 47 innings with a 2.87 ERA. Back-to-back World Series championships. Back-to-back MVP awards. NLCS MVP. In 2025, Shohei Ohtani repeatedly crossed statistical lines baseball had never crossed before. Sometimes with power, sometimes with precision, sometimes with both at once. And the most unsettling part? At no point did it look unsustainable. At no point did he look like he was maxing out. If anything, he looked like he was just getting started. If you enjoyed this breakdown, check out the other foul ball videos on your screen right now for more deep dives into the game's most extreme performances. And let me know in the comments, which 2025 Ohtani moment still doesn't feel real? This is Foul Ball. We'll see you in the next one.